Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brandon Wood. Welcome inside the Neighborwood. Today we have a special guest, my big bro, Marcus Adams. Welcome inside the Neighborwood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Oh, well, very well and blessed. Yep.
Yep. So, introduce yourself. You know, a lot of people that see this gonna be familiar with you, but maybe just quick introduction of yourself.
Yeah. Marcus Adams, Flexin Fitness. I own a gym downtown, 117 West Sycamore. So, yeah, pull up on me. But yeah, I'm a personal trainer, one-on-one sessions, also group sessions. We also have a barbershop, food, more.
Yep. So let's take it back to where the journey started. Okay. All right, so born and raised in Kokomo?
I was born in St. Louis.
Born in St. Louis, okay.
Born and raised here, yep.
So how was your childhood as far as like, what sports did you play? All sports?
Pretty much I tried out all sports. Mostly I did football, basketball, and track though. Yeah.
Did you know early that football was your way?
No, not really.
No?
It was something that I got into because I really didn't get into it much until I moved to Indiana, really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you mean from St. Louis, how old were you when you moved to Indiana?
I was about 8.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How was that? Do you remember much of that transition? How was that transitioning from like a big city to small town?
Man, different. It was definitely a big difference. But like I said, it was warm. I mean, it was warming though. So everybody here was warming. So I got familiar with everything kind of fast or whatever. So it was cool. But once I got to Indiana, like everybody was into sports and doing things like that. So then I kind of just fell into what the people around me was doing.
What brought you to Kokomo? Like, what was y'all connection to Kokomo?
Family. So my
family
auntie, auntie, she had moved up here from St. Louis before us. So then after that, I guess my dad decided that it'd be a nice move for us too.
Yeah. So first football league you played in. Actually, before we go back, just share like your story as far as like being an athlete. You you ended up playing high school football. Went and played college football. Had opportunity to played a little bit professionally.
Right.
So just share your journey as being a football player.
Okay, so basically I started. I kind of started in a little league in St. Louis, but I didn't actually like really get started. Like I started practicing, but I didn't even get started. We actually moved. So when I got up here, then I got with a couple friends or whatever, and then they was doing PAL. So PAL, I actually got into football for the first time, and then so I liked it, enjoyed it. Then kind of like my cousin, he started coaching too. So then that was kind of like when him coaching, he kind of gave me the opportunity to be a running back. So he gave me the ball for my first time, and
before that, was you just bouncing around positions or what?
So whatever they told me to do, I was doing it or whatever, and then it was just like.
Was you taking it serious already, or are you still just having fun with it?
Just having fun, because I'm still not knowing, like, this is me, but it's fun, I'm out here with my friends, I'm doing my thing, and I'm athletic, so, it was working. Yeah.
When I'm taking it back to like because I played football till high school, so I come to like as I've reflected, it kind of come down to like just wanting to be out there just because my friends were playing.
Right.
Because I remember like I'd be out there in practice and I was a good player,
right,
but it was always like a sense of like a fear being out there. I really wasn't the most physical then. I really didn't want to get hit.
Yeah.
I really didn't want to hit nobody. Not that I didn't when it was time, but I always sensed like
That's
that
football.
sense of fear.
Yeah.
How does that relate to you? Did you ever sense that, and how'd you overcome that, or what was that like early journey for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much how it starts when you first get out there, and you unsure about your talent, you unsure. So when you out there, you may be a little timid until you see how you match up, with the people that's out there. So once you figure that out, and then now, it start being the separation, because now you start getting more confidence, you know what I'm saying? So I became more confident and just coming out there balling, and I'm balling, and then I'm actually separating myself once I'm getting the opportunity. And so, that's how I continued on, like figuring out, this for me.
Yeah. So before we get to like your high school football career, let's take it back to PAL. Maybe share like, because a lot of times I've been with my friends, a lot of our boys, and PAL stories always come up, so maybe share like one or two PAL stories from back in those days.
Yeah. So, PAL, I was a real monster back then, you know what I mean? So it was a lot. If you probably did hear a lot of stories where I was having like 4 or 5 touchdowns in the game and stuff like that. But I mostly played running back, but I did play some defense too. So I did that as well. But man, I can't remember exactly any games, but I just know a lot of games I had 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Maybe share, because I always hear like they'll be like, "What team were you on in Pal?"
So I played for the Bears. That's when I first got here, and I started playing football. I played for the Bears, and then I think they like combined some or some they did or whatever, and then I ended up playing for the Packers.
Who were some of your teammates?
Darren Smith, Sherman Gardner, Daniel DeSalvo, who else? Mark Pugh. So I'm trying to think who else was on there.
What ages did you play, Pal? Was that like middle school, elementary, middle school?
It was like elementary. So yeah. So I think we was like probably like 10, 11, something in there maybe. You know, so 9, 10, 11, somewhere in there.
When you feel like, when was that point when you started taking it serious?
So probably getting into middle school, in middle school, that's when, a lot of people started talking to me more about, man, you're going to be this good, the hype started coming, like, man, you got a chance, this and that. So now I want to, continue to be good and not let my team down, you know what I'm saying? So, my teammates, they hyping me up too, so, you want to continue to get better. So that's when I really kind of started taking it real serious, because now, by myself, I'm working out. You know what I'm saying? Even
outside of practice.
Yeah, outside of practice and stuff. I'm doing extra. I'm going around hills.
Passion growing.
Yeah, so I'm running hills and stuff like that. Yeah, I can't let my team down. So that's how I started going for me.
Did you play multiple sports growing up?
Basketball, football, and I ran track. I ran track probably, I think my sophomore year and my senior year. But I played basketball, football all through, So, yeah.
Share about your high school career. How was your high school career like, coming in as a freshman, playing high school? What was that first year like?
So, actually, my first year, my freshman year, I kind of, it was a great transition because a lot of people knew of me already, and the coaches and stuff, they was expecting me. So they was talking to me, and they was already talking about moving me up to like JV and stuff like that. So it was hyped up.
Real quick, before you go into it, what was that feeling like knowing that you've already started making a name for yourself? You got that buzz around you, you're young. What's that feel? That give me chills, what's that, explain that feeling, it's really a feeling.
Yeah, for sure. Man, it's exciting, it's nervous, you know what I'm saying? Again, you never want to you don't want to let yourself down, your teammates down, your parents down, nobody down. So, you really got to, start being focused, being aware of your surroundings and things like that, because you don't want to do nothing to take you away from this opportunity that you're getting. So there's a lot to come with it.
Did that affect you like more positively, you say, or did it ever affect you negatively, like the pressure and all that?
Yeah, both, because at the same time, like, again, you got to make sure that you got to make sure you're putting yourself in situations where you're not going jeopardize, the stuff that you're working for, you know what I'm saying, and the people that's supporting you. So, you got to start recognizing that at an early age, so that you are on the right path or whatever. So,
your breakout game at a high school level?
My sophomore year, so it was like, it's probably like the third game of the season. So what happened, like, I'm splitting carries, and I think that
who was you splitting with?
Tory Johnson. So I'm a sophomore, so basically I do got a record. So at Kokomo High School, I'm the first sophomore to have 1,000 yards. But so I was actually splitting carries with Tory Johnson. He was a junior at the time, and I was a sophomore, and then he ended up getting hurt, so like the third game. So then, now they like, hey, you got to be the main guy. And so that I was splitting carries, but that actual game, I had like my first 100-yard game when he got hurt. And so after that, like, I just hit the ground rolling. You know what I'm saying? And that's how, you know what I'm saying, I became.
Did you, when you were in high school, did you ever face any type of injuries?
Yeah, so I actually, which one? It was this hand right here. So my junior year, I fell on my hand, and like I crushed like these 2 bones right here, and so it was like a spiral fracture. So they had to give me like a couple bones. I mean, a couple screws.
Like some metal.
Yeah, some screws in there. So they was basically telling me like I shouldn't play. They said I shouldn't play, but they gave me an option like to get a playing cast. But they told me basically.
Probably one of them fat joints, huh?
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, but it was kind of, you know what I'm saying, it was different, you know what I'm saying? It was a little pattern on there.
Uncomfortable?
Somewhat, because it was on my right hand, so that's my dominant hand to carry the ball. So I did that, which that only kept me out like 2 or 3 games or whatever. So it kind of slowed that season down. I only had like 500 yards that
That was your
season.
junior year?
My junior year. But yeah, so but then I came right back from it my senior year with 1,500 yards. So
you made up for that.
Yeah, so you
got
made
the
up for
extra
that year.
5 then.
Yeah. So
that worked out. So when did you start getting recruited by colleges? Like, what was like the first letter or first mention of, you know, you might have a chance to play in college? These schools are looking at you.
My sophomore year. So as a sophomore, like once I had that 1,000-yard season, you know what I'm saying, now, you know, even the coaches telling me like opportunities that I have and stuff like that. So then like just it was really like basically some of the colleges that surrounding start kind of sending me, you know, some little mail or whatever. So yeah, it was a great feeling then too. So but then like I said, my junior year I kind of fell back because of my injury or whatever. So it wasn't, I didn't like follow up with that season. But then, you know.
Yeah. So playing, you said you hooped through high school too, right?
Right.
How was that experience hooping?
Man, so the funny thing is, like, you know, I just had great defense. You know what I'm saying? I love playing basketball or whatever.
When you was younger, who was you playing? Did you play with like with McHale and them and Matt Bell?
Yeah,
I knew.
Bell,
You used to go
Anderson.
to Bloomington to that tournament.
Yeah. So I played.
That's when I first, probably when I first started seeing you. I probably seen y'all like early, young, but like I think I remember then like we were like in the same hallway.
Yeah.
You know, we were on like the blue team because Marcus Robinson and McHale was there. So like I remember we was always crossing paths. So what was that? What was that like playing? Because Coach Cox was coaching, right?
Right.
How was that?
So, man, one of the best experiences
Coach
of my
Barnes
life.
too, right?
Yeah,
Zach
Coach
Barnes,
that's right. Yeah, that was the assistant coach. But yeah, man, that was one of the best experiences of my life, just getting picked up, because you know everybody didn't get picked up. So they actually picked 3 kids from every like middle school then or whatever. So I got actually picked up an opportunity to travel and play. But like I said, I wasn't the best hooper, but you know I had great defense and I wanted to play. So you know what I'm saying, that heart and that will, that's what got me on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying, that. Coach Wade was my coach in high school or whatever.
Shout out to Coach Wade.
Yeah, Coach Wade. Yeah, my guy too. So Coach Wade. So we used to he used to make a joke with me. He used to be like, "Look, we're gonna call you 30. He was like, we're gonna put you in if we up 30 or down 30." You know what I'm saying? So
he do think he got jokes.
Oh man, he got some jokes for you.
For sure.
He got some jokes. But yeah, I didn't mind about how much playing time I got. I just, you know, I was there to help the team if they needed me, but you know, also just to keep myself in shape for my sport. You know what I mean?
What did Coach Wade mean to lead in those type of groups? I know the leadership that he had for our group, like through my high school career, but maybe comment on Coach Wade and just what he meant as a coach.
Oh yeah, man, Coach Wade, man, just great leadership. You know what I'm saying? Teaching us how to become men. You know, he was always a great. He supported me through football, basketball, track, whatever I was doing. So, man, Coach Wade was a great coach. You know what I'm saying? Always pushing you to be better. So, you know, shout out to Coach Wade for sure. Yeah.
I feel like one of the things that I noticed from him is just his ability to have like a pulse on us as people rather than just players, and kind of you can tell like how he moves and operates. He understands kind of where we come from. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where he developed that from, where he understood that from, probably through relating to that maybe as well. But
probably so, yeah.
I always noticed like he kind of his leadership was kind of like, you know, you do something wrong, you mess up, like let me sit you down and talk to you about it. Not necessarily like beat you down and belittle you and make it worse, but like let me hold you accountable, but let me teach you this lesson.
Exactly. Like definitely like a father figure for sure
exactly.
too. Yeah, for sure. So shout out to Coach Wade for sure. Yeah, I definitely appreciate him on my journey to getting where I'm at right now.
So when you tell me about your the time make a college decision and then moving forward into transitioning into college.
Well, so basically what ended up happening for me was I ended up choosing going a JUCO route because of the simple fact some of the offers that I had, you know what I'm saying, I just wasn't as interested in it, you know. So one of my friends told me about a junior college, which is Harper College. So I went up to Harper College.
Where's that?
Schaumburg, Illinois.
Okay,
so that's right outside of Chicago.
I went JUCO in Rockford, Illinois.
Right.
Highland.
Okay. So you know, right up.
We're gonna talk about that JUCO too.
So JUCO is the experience.
How was that life? Like the JUCO life?
I mean, it was from coming from high school to going there. it was a good eye opener, you know what I'm saying, into what you're going into, you know what I'm saying. So you becoming more independent as a man, you know what I'm saying. While you out here, your living arrangements, and you know nobody's waking you up or anything like that. So it was a good eye opener.
Even compared to like other levels of college, like there's more like leeway for you to like be on your own time, you know. So it's not like, you know, playing at Valpo, Michigan State, Southern Illinois, like it's like everything's structured. Like the days are structured. Being at JUCO, it's kind of like, you know, my coach was an athletic director and he was our counselor, you know. So it's like we practice once a day, you know. So my JUCO year, that was when I like, fortunately I was one of my boys who brought me there, his name was Lamar Lee. He already had kind of developed like that, like it's like self work ethic. You know, I was still kind of like learning how to like work my work ethic like without any guidance. You know, so that year at JUCO gave me that space to like really like have the time to like develop how to work.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and so that you saying that is great because that's how college went for me too, is being able to, you know what I'm saying, develop that work ethic, and which I actually got that in high school from Sardella. I didn't even mention him as a coach, but Coach Sardella, you know, which he was our strength and conditioning coach. And so he kind of, you know, to anybody that played, you know Sardella, he pushed everybody like to your limits. And so that was one thing as far as my weight room ethic, you know what I'm saying, going in the weight room, that was kind of the difference when I was going to different schools that I seen in myself, because I was kind of stronger than a lot of guys and stuff like that, because they may not have had such a good weight program. And, you know,
we was competitive in the weights class at Kokomo.
But look, do you realize how good our weight room was compared to like
all,
you know,
it was a college level weight room for sure.
For sure. So even at my JUCO, our weight room was competing with, you know what I'm saying, them.
My JUCO was based out of YMCA.
See,
so we played our games at a JUCO at a YMCA. We worked out the YMCA. That's where the pool was. The court was like rubber. You know, I liked it. You know, but it's
different.
It's definitely different.
So that JUCO was definitely an experience too. But yeah, it got me. I mean, like I said, that high school Sardella got me ready for football in all levels. It developed that work ethic for me. So I was kind of like, I was that person, like I could wake up on my own and you know what I'm saying, no, I got to get to it. You know, every day.
You got no choice. When nobody gonna wake you up.
And so I'm getting to it though. So just like you said, you had somebody to help you kind of see that. You know what I mean? I had a little bit of that in me already. And so then you, of course, like when you different teammates and stuff like that,
bring it out of you.
Yeah, you pick up different things from trace from them too. So you know, that helped you through.
So following the JUCO, you know, what was next after that?
Yeah, so then I transferred to Arkansas Pine Bluff, you know what I'm saying? And the reason for that was kind of like more my dad's decision, because he was like, man, you know, you should go somewhere closer to where your family at. And, you know, so I got family in Little Rock or whatever. So they was like, yeah, you should go down there or whatever and play ball at Arkansas Pine Bluff. So I'm like, all right, I'll try whatever. So
how was that? Like, maybe speak on that if you don't mind sharing. Like, how much of that decision was your dad's and was it yours, and what is that something that you?
It was majority his decision, but you know, the choice I had was, hey, either you about to go down here or you need to go to the Army or something like that at that point. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, because really the JUCO that I was at, they wanted me to gray shirt. So they wanted me to gray shirt. They wanted me to actually stay there for an extra year. And so that wasn't in my plans, because if you gray shirt, that means that's another year off of you when you transfer. You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't in my plan. So you know, now I got to make a decision to transfer somewhere or do what he talking about, which is go to the Army or something like that. And that's not in my plan. So all right, we going down here to play football. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened.
How was that year?
So what I did,
you were there 1 year?
I was there like a year and a half. So what happened, I got down there in the spring, and I had to basically walk on. So they had this thing called like the Prop 48, and so it was like out of all
my boys at SIU did it.
So it's like out of all these guys, they're gonna pick about 48 guys. You know what I'm saying? Out of everybody that want to play. So then these guys get to come into camp. You know what I'm saying? So now you get an opportunity to walk onto the team off of these guys. So I walked onto the team. I made the roster or whatever. Now I practiced the whole year or whatever, and played probably like the last 2 games of the season or whatever. So at this time, like going through the season, I'm getting good work or whatever, but I believe I should be playing, and I'm not. So I'm not happy where I'm at. So I made the decision to transfer again. So
how was that? It was tough, not wanting to be out there, knowing you can contribute, knowing you can compete, wanting to compete, loving the game.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, very hard because I'm not used to not playing. You know what I'm saying? So even coming from JUCO was like a great experience for me as far as like, I'm just getting used to transition from high school ball to college, so I got a little work there in JUCO, but it just really got me more prepared to step out there into college, and so getting down there and not actually getting on the field and playing as much as I know I should be, it's a mental check for you, and so which I'm grateful for it still because the simple fact it helped me get even further because I was humble, like okay, it's a process, to get back out here and do your thing. So I went through it all.
Yeah.
So.
What was your like experience as far as like having different coaches, different types of coaching styles and all that? Like maybe starting in high school, going into college. I've played for a different coach pretty much every year of my life. So if you think about it, high school, my freshman year I had Coach Snyder and Coach Wade. My sophomore year just Coach Wade. Junior year Coach Baumgartner. Senior year Coach McCauley. Then I go SIU. Then I go JUCO. Then Valpo. Valpo was the only time I had the same coach 2 times in a row. Then I go Michigan State one year. And now I'm overseas. Different coach, multiple coaches each year. So I've experienced probably every type of coaching style. How's that been with you?
Man, it's definitely it's different and trying, you know what I'm saying? But for me, my mindset is like, any coach I play for, like, you know what I'm saying, it's like reading the Bible. This is whatever they say, you know what I'm saying, I'm sold into it, you know what I'm saying, I'm sold into it. And so I always believed in every coach, regardless of I didn't listen to other people, like, man, your coach, he ain't that, I didn't never do that.
I never listened to all that too.
And I never
even like hearing Kokomo, the local stuff with the teams and all that, like, I don't relate. If you producing, they're not gonna have a reason to take you off the court. So it's like you got to handle what you can control.
And that's it. And so that's the different mindset for a lot of people. You got to be able to tune out what other people saying a lot of the time and just do what you can control. But see, a lot of time people they put in these kids' head like, oh man, your coach he ain't this, he ain't that. And so what that make the player do is rebel against the coach.
Just not even respect them.
And now you're not even getting we can't get the best out of you because you're not even listening or following the script. You're not following the script. So I always was sold into whatever the coach told me. And so now with me being a good player, regardless of what if the coach good or not, I'm on the field and I'm doing my thing. So I got an opportunity to show what I can do. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to if you're not even gonna listen to the coach, why would he? If you're not listening to me, why would I put you on the the field or the court? Why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? But that's what happens a lot of times. People get in their kids' ears and tell them their coach ain't this and that. And then now your kid, he can't even show how good he is because he's rebelling against the coach. So why would he put you on the, you know what I'm saying? You got to follow the rules to get on the court. You know?
So I know like in basketball, like one thing that's carried me and allowed me to be able to produce even through those situations of different coaches and, the different, mind type games you experience with coaches, does it apply to football like it does basketball? For me, like being able to play within the play, I think that's what kind of separates separates you, like having like the confidence and the, the skill to play your game within a system. How's that relate to you in football? Like in high school, like for me, like, a lot of coaches want to run through the whole play, run through the play. Like, okay, I'm going to run through the play, but if I know one of my spots, I'm going to pick this spot to go. Every time. I'm at least consider it fully. Is that similar in football?
Yeah, I mean, in football, they call the play or whatever, and so it's like, the play may be called to go right, and if you make that decision to cut this thing all the way back to the left,
better be ready for whatever.
You gotta be ready for it, but you better make a play. You gotta do something positive with that. Otherwise, now whatever you seen, it didn't matter because it gave us negative. It put us in a negative position. So being able to do your thing within the system, as long as you making plays, you know what I'm saying? As long as you making plays, you fine. But if you're not making plays,
it might get bad.
It's gonna get bad. Same
you.
thing in basketball. Like you might not have used the pick and you should have. And you know what I'm saying? You just pulled that thing. If you hit it,
cool.
Okay, all right. Hey, next time use the pick. But if you don't hit it, come on, sit next to me. Come on, I got a spot for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing in football. You know, as long as you're making plays, you know, they ain't not gonna try to keep a playmaker off the field. You know what I'm saying? Not unless you just too rebellious.
Yeah. So finishing up your college career, what was next after that?
So really, after I got out of college, I wasn't sure. So I kind of was like, you know what I'm saying, in the air about what to do. I moved back to St. Louis. When I was there, I tried out for this like a semi-pro team because in St. Louis, semi-pro kind of big or whatever. So I tried out for the semi-pro team, and then I was there for a little bit, but then I moved back to Indiana. So I'm back in Indiana. Then I'm actually talking with arena team as well. So the arena team didn't get back with me. The arena team didn't get back with me. The semi-pro team in St. Louis did. So I ended up moving back from Indiana to St. Louis. They moved me back to play ball or whatever. So I played arena ball in St. Louis for about 2 years. I did that also working at where I was at the St. Louis Job Corps. Yeah. So I was working at St. Louis Job Corps doing that. Then as I'm working there, then I get a call to come out there and try Washington to try for Spokane. So I go out there, try out. I was out there for half the season. Things didn't work out, so I ended up coming back. I went back to St. Louis and then finished out my position at my job, St. Louis Job Corps. So that's what I ended up doing. Yeah.
What would be like some advice you would give someone in that situation? Like once they finish college, things kind of up in the air. You know, what would you share with them?
Man, just stay ready. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even though you can't see it, you know what I mean? Stay ready so that, you know what I mean, you don't have to get ready. You know what I mean?
Keep that favor in your hands.
Yeah, start making sure that you in the mindset of being a professional too. You know what I mean? And so that's something I see with you is, you know what I'm saying, being translating the game over to being a professional as well. So that's the thing. You got to be a professional, knowing that when you get in this position, like that's what it is. It's different now. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying, that owner and everything, they're gonna make the best decisions for these teams. You know, so ain't nothing personal, but that's how the business works. So just stay ready, man. Stay ready. You know what I'm saying? Keep your mind ready and, you know, continue to chase after your dream as long as you want.
So you've trained many people in this community, probably around, you know, the country, wherever you've been. I'm sure you've trained a lot of people. So how was that? Because it sounded like probably like high school, you already kind of had a feel for the weight room and working out and training and all that. Go to college, take it up another level. Were you already considering thinking like maybe I want to, you know, be a trainer one day and help people with their health and wellness?
Actually, I didn't. I didn't think about it. I wasn't thinking about it. And then, like, what happened was, like, when I ended up moving back to St. Louis, my cousin and one of her friends, they was like, why don't you help us work out? And it was like, all right. I was like, all right, I could do that. And so I started doing it. And then, it was cool, it was something I was doing. But then, you know, I liked it. I ended up liking it a little bit, so I decided to go ahead and, you know, apply for a personal training position at one of the local gyms there. So I worked at the gym for a while there, and then, I liked it even more. So I was deciding, like, okay, what can I do to take this up a notch, you know what I'm saying, as a personal trainer? Well, I was like, well, if I get my own location, then I don't have to worry about basically paying, you know what I'm saying, these people all this money, you know, because with the client, I'm the one that's keeping track of them, you know, what they eating, when they showing up, you know what I'm saying, they workouts, all that anyway. So that's what I did. I decided to start training, you know, clients elsewhere instead of just at the gym. And then, you know, as I kept on trying to get regular jobs, God kept on directing me back to doing personal training, because even with these regular jobs, people coming up to me, I mean, do you work out? Think you can help me? You know what I'm saying? So it kind of kept, you know, leading me back to it. So
that's when you know it's for you.
Yeah, it's for you. You know what I'm saying? Even as
it's
much
your destiny.
as
you know, no matter what you experience, this what
it's
you're
gonna
meant
come
to
back.
do.
It's gonna come back to you.
Yeah.
So it just
Doing what you love.
Yeah, regardless what I tried to do away from it because there was a point in time that you know, the fitness didn't take care of my bills and stuff like that. So I had to figure out something to do right now. And so with me trying to continue to go and do something else, you know what I mean? Again, even when I'm trying to have another job, I got people there at that other job saying, hey man, do you work out? You think you can help me? You know what I mean? So it continued to follow me.
Yeah. How's it been like transitioning, just training people into your own business of doing it? How's that transition like in the early years? You know, obviously you pretty established now, but how was it at the beginning? Just once you like got a location and you know what you kind of experienced then?
Well, I mean, yeah, it took a while for me to get my own location. So I mean, it was a real grind. The first thing I had to do is like, especially when I moved. So I was training in St. Louis first, and then I moved back here. So I need to establish clients. You know what I'm saying? But to establish clients, I had to make sure people knew what I was trying to do. So now I'm training people for $10 in the park for an hour. You know what I'm saying? Meet me at this park. Meet me at this park. Okay, meet me up here at this gym. You know what I'm saying? All over the place. Eventually, I got blessed to be able to go to the Carver Center, you know what I'm saying, and I was able to train people downstairs in the basement in there. So that was kind of like my first little kind of physical location that I had people coming to work out there, you know. And so after that, I think
shout out to the Carver.
Definitely shout out to the Carver. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that's where it started at for me. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
Yeah. So then from the Carver Center, you know, I was able to be blessed with another location on Home Avenue. You know, so I was probably at Carver for about 2 years, and then I moved to the location. I was at the location on Home Ave for about 3 years, and then I moved downtown, which I've been downtown for about this going on my 3rd year. Yeah, or this is my 3rd year actually. Yeah.
What's man, that's got to be meaningful to have a location downtown on the square of Kokomo. That's especially as a brother.
Yes,
how's
sir.
that feel?
Man,
that's amazing.
Man, I'm super blessed. You know what I'm saying? I wake up every day and thank God for it. You know, because I mean, just to be in this position. And did I know a few years ago that I would have a location downtown? No, I didn't. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I said in my head. But
I feel like you might have known it, not have known it, but I feel like through our engagements and us working out throughout the years of just kicking it, like I feel like that was in the vision somehow, some way. Like that was it was only right. Like it was only like a matter of the timing of it, you know. And just I think just the energy that you carry towards what you do, like it was inevitable. You know.
And that's what I said. Like it always
and nobody
comes.
even knew. Nobody knows what you experiencing as the owner and in your personal life, you know. But you always seem to carry like that big hope, you know. I feel like a lot of that is out of that from like going away to school and traveling and being in different networks and just having like where'd that vision come from? Where do you think that vision comes from?
Man, just always like positive thoughts bring positive results. So, you know what I'm saying, just always trying to, you know, think about a positive outcome because that positive energy brings more good energy.
Yeah, that's all I've ever sensed from you.
Yeah, so you know what I mean, like through everything man, so cutting through the stories and stuff like that, like it's always been trying, you know what I mean? And it's a lot of times where I could have gave up, like so even my freshman year, like I didn't finish off of high school, I flunked off at the end of the year, you know what I'm saying? Flunked off at the end of the year. The worst feeling ever in my life, to feel like, you know what I'm saying, I let my team down, you know what I'm saying? I let my parents down. So, you know, that right there, that hurt, you know what I'm saying? But I had to get through that. And so how did I get through that? Well, I came back and became the first sophomore in Kokomo history with 1,000 yards because I told myself I'm not gonna do that again. You know what I'm saying? So
maybe a quick message like for the kids in that situation that aren't taking school. I don't know if you were taking school serious or not. It could have just been like a thin line. Right. But what would you share with the kids who aren't taking school serious?
Man, you know, the school is the route to, you know, going where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? So
whether it's within a sport or not,
you know what I'm saying? You need education. So if you're not taking school serious, how serious are you taking your future? You know what I mean? You gotta use school to get to where you need to get to the next step. So if you even thinking about a next step, you know, you got to get through this step, which is school. You know, and I tell my son that every day. You know, use your brain, go to school. What do we go to school for? To learn. That's right. Who teaching you? the teacher. You know, so we talk about this. So it's very important all the way. If it wasn't that important, we wouldn't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have to do it. So very important, and I suggest all kids make sure they take it serious, because it's definitely the first step to even become an adult.
Maybe we were talking about Carver a little bit. So how has Carver played a part in your life from the earliest days?
Sure. So even when just having a place to go. So when we remember, I don't know if you remember, they did the lock-ins and stuff like that. So having the lock-ins, and then we used to, when the Carver doors open, we was there playing basketball to, you know what I'm saying, they told us we had to go home. And then, you know, we had to go eat lunch, but then we used to come right back and hoop some more, you know what I'm saying? So it was dark. So just having a place to go and do something to stay out of trouble, because we was just always just active, you know what I mean? So it was, Carver Center was a great place for us to go to, you know what I'm saying, as kids, you know.
Maybe share like type of training, like what type of training, like if somebody wanted to come work out with you, you know, what should they expect? First off, how do they need to prepare to come work out for you, and then what would they expect?
Yeah, so prepare-wise, you don't have to do anything. You just come as you are, and then I'm gonna take you from where you at and build you to where you need to go.
Exactly.
And so the training that I'm gonna do is all about the person. So if you come to me and say, hey Marcus, I want to gain weight, lose weight, you know, I need to be faster, you know, I want to, you know, be more explosive, whatever that is, we're gonna make sure that the workouts are geared towards that. So it's for you. So I try to give people the most personal experience that they can get. You know what I'm saying? This is about you. You know, so that's what that's the type of workout you get. And so I like to also throw, you know, wrinkles in the workouts for my clients, because nobody wants to come and do squats every day and just jumping jacks. So, you know, I might throw some boxing in there. We might do, you know, I might hit a little bit workout. You know, we throw all type of different things in there just to keep the workouts interesting.
Yeah. You got sessions today?
Definitely. I had sessions at 6:30 this morning. So, you know, I'm a couple of sessions
You working
in.
with kids all the way up to adults, any age?
Yeah, so from my probably 7, right now I got a 7-year-old all the way up until I got a senior in high school. So yeah, I work with all kids, adults, you know, whoever want to get trained.
Yeah, so I know about a month ago you started working with Lil Jordan from Northwestern.
Okay, yeah.
So I've been training him on the court for like the past 4 months.
Okay, yeah.
So the last month I've seen how the strength training has applied to the court, and he's really like taking his game to a whole nother level. You know, so shout out to you for that. You know, maybe share a little bit of that experience with him.
So man, great kid and
cool dad, good people.
Great, man, great. He works hard. He comes in twice a week with me. So he comes in on Wednesdays
twice with me.
Wednesdays and Saturdays.
The first day I started training here in Kokomo, like 4 months ago, he was at the first workout, and then we trained tomorrow night, and I leave Friday to go home to Arizona. Okay. So he was like the first kid to the end, and he trained the whole stretch.
Yeah.
He's gotten so much better. It's crazy,
man,
bro.
I mean, his dad gives him great guidance once, but two, he wants it. You know what I'm saying? So he wants it. So when he comes in there, he really gets after it, and I make sure I push them to that next level. And so that's what they come for. You know what I'm saying? They at a level, but like I tell them, hey, if you here training, there's no reason for you to be going out there and compete and be at the same level as other people that's not training. We here to create separation, and so that's how I talk to them. You know what I'm saying? We here to create separation, so let's push a little bit harder. You know what I mean? So yeah, that mentality right there, that's what I try to give all my clients. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that they taking the mental as well as the physical.
What's the importance of stretching? Real quick, from my stretching journey, because it's a story that touches close to home. So I remember when I was 15, we used to hoop at Foster. You know, so everybody was at Foster, we playing. I'm on the sideline watching, and Cliff, he used to always walk the ball up the court, like, we're gonna check it up, you know, we're gonna check it up. He'd kind of be limping. And at that time, he probably like our age now. At that time, so I remember I was 15, like I remember this clear as day. I was thinking in my head, like, I don't want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be 30, 40, even 50 and not be able to get up and down the court.
Exactly.
So I kid you not, from that day forward, I don't think there's been a workout. There's maybe been a handful, if that. There hasn't been a workout that I haven't fully stretched before.
Right.
You know, so that's why my body is and I'm playing at the level I'm playing today because at that moment when I was 15, I made it the commitment to myself to I'm gonna prepare myself before I play. I don't know where the discipline. I was obviously disciplined through my upbringing, but like I was so disciplined, you know, at an early age as far as that, you know, and whether it's a weight session, whether it's a kickboxing session, whether it's on the court, I don't begin even working out with you, you know, I'm not working out until I fully stretch, you know, so
For sure.
share on like the importance of stretching.
Man, very important. So you got to get those muscles warmed up, you know what I'm saying? Because if they're not warm, that's when the injury comes in. So for me, I do a dynamic stretch for most of my clients. So meaning like I put them on some type of a piece of cardio equipment or something like that. So maybe a elliptical or the treadmill so that we can get a nice sweat going. So now those muscles the blood is flowing, and so now we can get ready to get into whatever the activity is that we're going to get into. Afterwards, you know, you want to do a more stagnant stretch, you know what I mean? That's so you cooling those muscles down. And so that's how I kind of go into it with my clients. I also have a stretch class that's coming, you know what I'm saying? And I had yoga in the gym as well, which we're bringing that back as well too. But yeah, very important, especially as we get older. It's just like, you know, it's just like a car. You don't start it up and just take off, and you know what I'm saying? You let the juices in the car get going and everything in the motor, and then it's warmed up and it's ready to go. Same thing with your body. You know what I'm saying? You need to make sure that everything is warmed up, and then you continue to do that. I tell my clients all the time, like, you should wake up with a stretch. You know what I'm saying? Wake up, stretch so you can get yourself ready to go, and then sure, it wouldn't hurt you to stretch before you went to bed as well. You know what I'm saying? So it just helps you to wake up and be even that more ready to go.
Yeah. So you shared you moved to Kokomo when you were 8. Maybe speak on Kokomo. You know, just living in Kokomo, small town, like raising your family here, being raised yourself here. What's Kokomo mean to you?
Man, it's very close. Like I said, you know, almost everybody know everybody. You know, it's a lot of love in the city. A lot of people that, you know, you can talk to. You know, it seems like they just a call away. So it's a lot of, basically, like I said, everybody knows everybody. So that's the thing about, you know, the small town, but it's a lot of love there. So you know, you just, when you away from Kokomo, you'll miss it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody from Kokomo, when you go away from it, you miss it because it's nothing like it. You know what I'm saying? With you being in all the different cities and stuff like that, it's like
comfort.
When you hear it's just a lot more comforting. So you know what I'm saying? That's one thing I can say about Kokomo. It's like you know it's home. You know what I mean? You know the feeling, especially when you're away from it.
So let's finish up by a message to the kids, you know, young boys, young girls, just one message to the kids around the world who, you know, coming in to find themselves, you know, whether it's what they want to do for a living, you know, or just understand themselves deeper, you know, maybe a quick message for them.
Yeah, I'll just say, find what you want to do and go after it early. You know what I mean? Try to figure out what it is that you really want in life and go after it early. Because the earlier you figure that out, the quicker you can, you know what I'm saying, start being more successful at it. So, and you know, have faith. You know, faith is believing in what you can't see. So just because you don't see it, don't mean it's not gonna happen. So, you know, stay positive, continue to have positive thoughts, and go after what you know.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
With that being said, we'll wrap up this episode Inside the Neighborwood. Shout out to my brother Marcus Adams for joining, and shout out to Vision Studios for the support, the location, and just all the love.
Yeah.
Peace.